If this movie teaches you anything, you can in fact chase rainbows, so go chase your dreams. Find your pot of gold.
Snaps on that one. Hey guys, welcome back to It Takes Two. I'm Quinlan.
And I'm Emily.
And today, we got the Luck of the Irish going on, okay? It's St. Paddy's Day when this will be released, but it's also the movie title, right? Luck of the Irish?
Yes.
So, kind of a 2-for-1 we got going on right now. Also, when this is coming out, I will be flying to LA to see Emily. So, and we'll be partying on St. Paddy's Day. So, sounds like all around, St. Paddy's Day is going to be a vibe.
It will. I had to buy green for this because, this is the one green shirt I own. So, I had to go out and buy green for St. Patrick's Day because Quinlan's coming and it's her favorite color, so we had to do something.
No, literally. So, green, yeah. I own about 800 green shirts, okay? One of the only colors I wear, as you probably have noticed in every single podcast we have ever posted, I wear black. Green is literally the only color I wear. So it was pretty easy to pick, but I ended up making something instead. I made a cardigan, so...
Oh, the one you showed me.
Yeah, I made a whole cardigan. So I literally had never heard of this movie before. And I was just appalled at the entire concept of this entire movie. I was just, the entire time, I was just dumbfounded. What?
Exactly. You gotta remember, this came from the, color of friendship era. There was...
That's Penelope, dude. She's going crazy.
There was the movie where Tyra Banks was a doll that came to life. This was a wild era of Disney.
What?
You've never seen that either?
No, I guess I was not watching the same Disney Channel as you. She just flew from the dining room table into the living room, landed on Pudge, and then kept running.
She never has the zoomies when we record. What's going on?
No, every time we record, she tries to climb in my lap and go to bed. But today, I guess she's feeling a little spicy today.
Is something off with the moon? Because both your cats are being a little wild right now.
She landed on him and it scooted his entire can of food halfway across the room. It's laying on the lip of the carpet. It's all crooked, so he's eating all crooked.
Nice.
Oh, these poor cats. Anyways, back to the Luck of the Irish here.
2001 Disney was a wild ride.
Okay, see, it was early Disney. See, I didn't have TV, cable, whatnot, for a long time. And so I'd only watch it when we were, elsewhere.
Yeah.
Friend's house, whatnot. And obviously I didn't start staying the night and spending the night with friends until I was older, too. So, I watched, Fetch with Ruffman and...
Iconic.
The Electric Company and things like that. So that's what I was watching. So by the time I did start watching TV Disney originals,
you were a little past this. Yeah,
it was quite a ways past this. So
no, this is how I'd spend my Saturdays and stuff, was just watching Disney original movies on TV. And I mean, this came out when I was I wasn't even 2 yet. So my entire life, this movie has been playing, specifically every March, as long as I can remember. Every weekend.
Oh, it has to. I mean, I've never seen another movie like this. When we were coming up with ideas for St. Paddy's Day, for what we should do, what we should record, what we should watch, blah, 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 whatnot. My contribution, or my idea, was Leprechaun, which has 7 movies. It's from the 90s. It's a horror slasher movie. Think Chucky, but 100 times just worse, terrible. Little leprechaun slashing, killing people. That was my idea. So
I looked at it and went, "Can we not?" Uh
Emily was like, "We got this on lock, so we're gonna watch Luck of the Irish." And I was like, "Okay, never heard of this, but we'll go with
Okay,
it."
but name a more St. Patrick's Day themed movie than Luck of the.
No,
Not only is it leprechauns, but it happens like around the time of St.
St.
Patrick's
Patty's
Day.
Day, yeah. So yeah, all around, good pick on Emily. The Leprechaun movies are absolutely trash. Um, so didn't really want to watch them, but that's the only thing I could think of. But Emily was like, "No, I know a better one." And like,
I will take any excuse to throw in a Disney original movie, okay?
I get it. I get it. I mean, it makes perfect sense. And one thing that I would like to ask you is, do you like this movie so much because it's got the guy from Psych? As soon as I saw him, I was like, no, this is why Emily picked this movie. I was like, it has the guy from Psych in it. Like, this is why.
Honestly, no. You know what? I was gonna say, I think I've definitely saw this before I saw Psych, so I was probably
Yeah.
like, hey, that's the guy from Luck of the Irish when I saw Psych. But I knew you were gonna bring that up, and I was so waiting to see your response to him being the villain of this movie.
The villain, he literally, I was dead. I was like, honestly, he's kind of the same in Psych.
It's still just him.
It's just him. So I was cracking up watching him, like, be the villain, the bad guy. But no, that was funny.
This era of Disney movies was so much better. It wasn't just like, oh, the rich kid's doing something, that this is happening, the whatever. It's like they were dealing with some stuff and they just
Yeah,
went with it.
they went with it for sure. Anyways, so if you haven't seen this movie like me before this point and hearing about it now,
A lot of people haven't. I told people we were watching this and they were like, "What is that?" I was like,
yeah, I was like, Emily, I think you might be the only one, but we watched it, so we'll tell you about it, you know?
it's so great, but it's also so terrible.
Oh, it was so bad, but it was like, honestly, the editing and stuff like that wasn't that bad.
No. The
Like,
VFX, yes. The editing and stuff and the storytelling and the dialogue isn't even that bad other than like the
it's not
leprechaun.
even, yeah, it is not even too, like, obvious Disney Channel original. Like,
Mm-mm.
you know, like when you see certain ways that movies are put together and things like that, like you can pick a Disney original out right away. Like, obviously, it still had the young audience way that it was edited with the whole, you know, the way
Yeah.
things went along and the story and all of that. Like, it's obviously geared towards children and young people. So, um, but like just the overall editing didn't give it away as a like dead giveaway for a Disney original, I guess.
No, it just felt like a children's movie with like a very clear like message versus like a this is Disney, we're trying to push this message but also be funny and like attract not. It was like a
Yeah.
solid movie, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
For the time period, for sure.
I liked it. Okay. I finally got it pulled up.
Perfect.
And it's not really a great description. So all it says is a teenager must battle for a gold charm to keep his family from being controlled by an evil leprechaun.
They left so much out.
So much.
Okay,
Like,
better logline here.
yeah.
A star middle school basketball player must save his family's gold coin to prevent an eternity of bad luck for his leprechaun ancestry.
There we go. See, Emily's got it unlocked. She just knows what she's talking about, okay?
It's kind of my
See,
job.
literally, for sure. But yeah, basically everyone calls this guy like the luckiest guy kid in school, the luckiest guy ever, blah blah blah, this and that. Like, people call him that because he's lucky, you know? He'd be finding $10 on the ground and stuff. And he never misses a shot ever, and like that's pretty helpful when you play basketball. Like,
Yes.
so kind of cheating, honestly, but um yeah, he's lucky. He has a good luck charm that his mom tells him to wear. Um, and then he goes to a St. Patrick's Day festival, which he's not supposed to go to, I guess.
Which is oddly specific. But I
Yeah,
guess they are in middle school, so like you don't want your kids wandering away.
yeah,
Which I
true.
also appreciate. They're not supposed to be like high schoolers. They're just like some middle school kids.
See, yeah, for a while I was like really confused. I was like, man, all these kids look really small. Like, is this a high school movie? Like, what is happening? Why are these kids so little? And then come to find out it's junior high, it's middle school. So they are meant to be tiny. They're
Yes.
meant to seem like little kids. But yeah, so he goes to a St. Patrick's Day thing, and his lucky charm, his gold charm, gets swiped. Oh. And he doesn't even notice it until he has like the worst day of his life. And
Literally.
he like hit the worst day of his life. I mean, he dropped the trophy on his toe. Um, he got splashed with some water, jumped some food on himself. I was like, I think you could have a worse day, homie, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
I mean, he did get his lunch in a bucket and then it was stolen by a dog.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I was like, the unluckiest day, homie?
Compared to what
Bit
he
of a
lived
stretch.
before.
Compared to
So
what he lived before, that's true. But a trophy on the toe, that cracked me up. That was like his signal, like he's gonna have a bad day, is he dropped the trophy on his toe, and I was like, aw, this poor guy.
but then I love the fact of he like the next day he comes home and his mom is like 6 inches tall and his hair's turning orange because that makes sense.
Because he's a true leprechaun. He's gotta have red hair, obviously.
And pointy ears.
And pointy ears. That was so funny. Um, but yeah, so once his charm got stolen and his luck was gone, they started reverting back to leprechauns. Like he started shrinking. His mom grew to be like, or shrunk to be like 6 inches. She started going full Irish, full leprechaun. Like, I don't know. It was. And then her dad, okay, her dad owns like a potato chip company, okay?
It's the
And
biggest stereotypical movie you could expect this to be.
no, literally, and she the main guy wasn't allowed to see his grandpa, didn't even know he had a grandpa. The kid didn't even know he was Irish to begin with. He just thought he was from Cleveland. That was his heritage.
I love that his leprechaun grandpa drives a green convertible. I think that's hilarious.
I think it's perfect.
It,
I love it.
or there's the chase scene in the RV where they're throwing sauerkraut out the back.
It was literally cracking me up. I was like, Walter White? Question mark? I was like, rolling around in an RV? Like, that's what it made me think of.
It's cringy in all the ways you would expect it to be, which is so unexpected for them.
Yeah,
Like, why can
for
they all
sure.
river dance? Why do they all have to river dance when music plays? We don't
And
know.
then they play sports, and it's like
The Highland
tra-
Games.
traditional Irish sports. They're so funny. It's so weird.
Oh, and then the final battle,
Oh,
because that wasn't enough.
it wasn't.
No, he challenges them to a game of basketball without his luck. And so obviously they end up at his middle school championship basketball game where he's like, "Isn't this guy a little old to be on your team?" And they're just like, "Eh."
He like had a glamour or something. What? Like to make him look young, right? Because they would flash between like making the kids look like kids and then making
Yeah.
them the adults again. So they had to have some sort of like leprechaun magic
But I want to
to
know to
make
what
them.
line that was, because then the grandpa was chained above the backboard.
So yeah, nobody saw the grandpa. Like, so I'm saying there has to be some sort of
But like he
Like,
was there in both sides of that flash.
yeah.
And his friend could see
So,
him, so like
yeah, who really knows what's going on, to be honest?
I don't even think they did. And then he just turns into an angry leprechaun at the end when he loses and gets
Yeah, an
transported to
evil,
Cleveland.
angry leprechaun. He, like, becomes really scary.
Red faced, pointy
Yeah.
ears, long his face like
His,
extends.
his eyebrows, like, grew, like, 10 inches, and
Yeah.
he became, like, red, like, ginger all over. Yeah. It's weird. And then they kicked him to Cleveland.
And then the main kid gives a presentation on his family heritage, and by presentation, I mean he river dances in front of an auditorium of people.
And wore a Cleveland, Ohio shirt.
Yep.
So
And
that he
that's
could
how it
show he's
ends.
from Cleveland.
Oh, wait. Then they sing the national anthem, and then it ends. Wait, what? No, they weren't singing the national anthem.
No, they sang the
America the Beautiful?
from the Redwood Forest to the
The
New
New York.
York.
No.
Is it
I don't
Island?
know.
To the New York Island. That doesn't make
What do they
sense.
sing that at? I don't even know.
This land was made for you and me. I learned that in like what, second grade, first grade, where you're just like singing all the time. I don't know.
I literally I remember like learning that, but it's not something that stuck because when do you use that?
No, it's not even a song. I like, oh yeah. So they sing some weird song,
And then it
um,
ends.
and then it ends.
It's just really wrapped up so neatly in a bow because it's a Disney movie and they're just
Yeah,
like we all come from somewhere and we should support each other and the power of friendship and we can overcome
yeah.
all trauma and racism.
And we're like, woohoo! And let's lie to oh, the grandpa. He lies to the girl's mom at the end. So like, let's lie to parents about what we've been doing all day. That was a little weird. That was a little weird. Come on, Disney.
Hopefully he actually gives her a scholarship for her college.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, otherwise, like, what in the world? Like, you just save her ass like that by lying to her parents and then just drop out of there?
He's got 200-year-old leprechaun money. He should be able to pay for her college.
I want to know how the leprechaun mom and the normal Cleveland dad met.
High school.
But like she went to school normal?
Mm-hmm.
How'd he tell her? How'd she tell him? I'm a leprechaun, watch this. 6 inches tall.
You know what? That's a really good question because he said that this has never happened before where she's been like tiny. So like he really had to believe her that she was a
Had to
leprechaun.
really just like take her for her word. Like, you are a leprechaun.
She was
Like,
probably
okay.
like, watch me river dance real quick.
Like, my true identity. I am a leprechaun.
I mean, they had some other leprechaun magic. Like the grandpa was able to just like spin the safe open. So maybe she just like
It's
proved
like, watch
it.
this. Woo.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but like, you really had to be like a simp. You had to just take her for her word, like, okay, you're a leprechaun, we can't tell our son. What?
It was such a weirdly healthy relationship though between his parents though too, because he was like, "Okay, honey,
Yeah,
let's go. You know what?
let's
Maybe
go.
I should drive because you can't reach the
Yeah.
pedals."
She's like carrying the keys like a whole like purse. Yeah, it was funny. I mean,
Disney was really
weird.
working on some healthy relationships.
Yeah, they were. They were really like, watch this power couple of Cleveland, Ohio man and leprechaun lady. Like,
It was breaking boundaries and escaping family traumas. That's what this movie was.
mm-hmm. Well, also trying to talk about, yeah, your family trauma and where you come from. So,
Yeah. It's funny. It's great. It's so cheesy in literally
yeah.
every stereotypical way you'd expect. But you know what? I'll still probably watch it every single year.
Ah, that's funny. You gotta be the luck of the Irish. Gotta figure out how to talk in an Irish accent. That'd be cool.
Oh, okay. We're gonna try it. This is probably
We're gonna
gonna be
try
cut
it.
out because I don't know how this is gonna go. I've never. I feel like I'm like I need to hear
That's what I'm
myself.
saying. Like, how do you even talk in an Irish accent?
Oi, lassie.
Oi! I have no fucking idea.
The spuds. Spuds.
This,
It's always gonna go Australian for me.
yeah.
Bangers and mash.
See,
No, that was not it.
when he says granddad, he says, what does he say? Granda.
Grunded.
Granda. Granda. It's like, ma, granda.
Honestly, kind of impressive how he just like spit into it, because that's not easy to just be like, oh yeah, let me be Irish for a second.
No, like, was that him? Like, do you think he could do an Irish accent like that?
You have a good point. For you know what?
Because he's like, what, like 15?
Probably. Back when Disney used actual actors that were the age of their characters.
He's probably, playing like a 13-year-old, you know? And he's probably 15, so close. So, like, if he really could do that Irish accent, that was good. I mean, it was very, like, stereotypical, but it was good.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was funny. I don't know.
I like that the grandpa didn't turn into a leprechaun. Well, he did, but he didn't. He just kind of grew a beard and shrunk a couple inches.
And that was it.
Yeah.
He said that it takes him a lot longer because he's old.
But why?
But why? Like, why did the mom shrink in like 5 seconds? And then him, like the kid, he only just started shrinking like an inch or two a day.
Yeah.
So, like...
Well, he was half leprechaun, so we can
so
call that
why.
a factor.
Okay.
But the grandpa, they're literally just like, he's old, he can't shrink as fast. What?
Yeah, because then the villain shrunk in like seconds, you know?
Yeah. Why did the villain have to shrink?
I don't know.
Because, like he said, he didn't give up all of his luck or gold. He just banished to Cleveland.
Banished to Cleveland. I don't know. So there's some questions for sure, but like, just because we're inquisitive, we're wondering.
Oh yeah, because it wouldn't be us if we didn't leave some plot holes out there.
Yeah, for everybody else to figure out, because I don't get it, so maybe somebody else will. Maybe.
Okay, well, comment down below if you've ever seen Luck of the Irish so we can be friends.
Yeah, put a little 4-leaf clover down there in the comments. You know how cool that would be? A pot of gold, a rainbow.
I love the rainbow.
We're just feeling the St. Patrick's Day vibes, okay?
We are. And, if this movie teaches you anything, you can in fact chase rainbows, so go chase your dreams. Find your pot of gold.
Snaps on that one.
Thank you.
She got it.
I did.
Applause.
And watch this movie so you understand.
Yes. Yes, please do. Keep your eye out for some vlog footage from this weekend, because me and Emily are going to hang out and we're going to attempt to, take some pictures, take some videos. We'll see what happens.
Hold us to it that there's got to be at least a little bit of content from this weekend.
I mean, there needs to be.
Not just the 2 pictures we took last time you were here.
Yeah, literally 2 pictures for the entire weekend. That was a little weird. So, we're gonna do some more footage this time.
Well, I gotta go pick Quinlan up from the airport, so...
Oh, that means I'm on an airplane.
But with that, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out, Cub Scout.